People, it's all Leeds TV and we have a guest with us, young Ben from Talking Shutt, Jack and Tasha on a video as well, which is not
been seen, has it?
Not as a group. I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. But I thought we'd do a little bit of a Millwall preview together. I think it'd be really good for us all together and have a chat about that. Unbeaten in 6. Gary Rowett really turned them around, right? It's going to be a difficult game. What's everyone's underlying feelings ahead of it? I mean, we're not in great form. What is it? 1 win in 7 in the league?
Yeah. Millwall good form, aren't they?
Yeah, unbeaten in 6. So, Danger Men, where do we see it?
Yeah, yeah, I think it's going to be a tough one.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be a really tough one. Is it 1 loss in 13? Is that, or is it 1? They've had a ridiculous run under Rowett.
Yeah, massive since Rowett's coming.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really tough game. And the only reason I think the biggest problem with Leeds in this game is it's going to be the middle of the park. Obviously with Ryan Woods, they brought in absolute player. He's someone who I'd have loved, to be honest, even if he was just on loan.
Yeah. It's surprised Stoke have let him go.
Yeah, massively.
It was someone we looked at.
I liked him at Brentford.
Yeah,
I thought when I saw it fantastic at Brentford. I remember him coming to Ellen Road a couple of years back, and he absolutely dominated that midfield. Probably 3-4 years ago, and that's when I first noticed him, and I thought, this kid, he can play, and I always thought I'd like to see him like in Leeds, but.
Yeah. And obviously we're missing KP, right? So, like, what's your opinion, Ben? Who do we bring in that position? Because we need him. We need someone in there to control the likes of Woods. You know what I mean? So
it's a difficult void to fill, simply because we don't have anyone natural to play there.
Yeah.
The only natural fit for me is McCallum, and I don't think he's ready based on his performance against Stoke in the Cup. So we tried it with Ben White, but
it didn't work.
Well, this is the thing. Ben White dropped off to play more of as a third centre half.
Yeah.
So almost inviting pressure on, but he still did a number on Carl and Grant, who were marking at the time.
Yeah.
So you just got to look at it in the way of the danger men. So Ryan Woods, for example, how do you nullify Ryan Woods? I mean, KP had been more than competent in doing that.
Yeah.
So for me, I think it'll be Dallas.
Yeah.
I think it'll be Dallas just because the way he did a job on Bowen when he came for Hull, literally just tracking him around the field.
Right.
It doesn't take much doing to nullify a big threat, I think, as long as it's man marking. But what we do miss is the outlay, so the attacking and progressive passes that Phillips makes.
Yeah, of course.
That's what we'll be missing. It'll be more recycling the ball to the defence rather than the player in front.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we'll kind of miss the most.
I think one thing for certain, we won't be seeing Berardi there, will we? I know. I know.
Especially not that type of game.
Well, Binky said, didn't he, on Talking Shutt, he sees Berardi playing.
He's too rash for me.
Yeah.
I get where he's coming from, but Berardi is too rash, and for me he's a walking card in that position, I think. And I don't think his passing is good enough.
No, I think you're right. The range of passing that KP has, the amount of times we've seen him loft the ball over Oscar, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
of course.
Who would be your goal? Would it be Dallas?
Dallas. It's one of them. You've got to sort of debate it. Do you want the defensive work, Dallas, or do you want?
Get involved, mate. Come on.
Connor's not happy about something here.
Think about Dallas against
Breaking
Woods.
news.
Do you want the defensive work of Dallas, following it?
Oh, he's taking the piss. Well, see what I mean? This is Dallas's agent here.
Is that John Kevin?
Yeah. So I mean. That's where you think it'll be won and lost then in midfield, yeah?
I think Dallas will click. I think if you play click there, you're not going to get defensive work, are you? That's the thing. You're not going to get, physically, it's not going to be as good having click there. But progressive passes, it's probably more kind of clicks forte. So it's one of them. It's not going to be, there's no options perfect with KP missing. Yeah, I've said before, White, Phillips, two most important players in the team.
Jonathan Reed though, Click's last couple of performances, I mean he's played about 947 games on bounce, and it's something ridiculous for international Leeds. He's never ever dropped, and I think he just looks a bit tired to me.
He's not on it at the minute.
He looks a bit tired. I think he needs maybe a game, 2 out, just refresh and bring himself back, because he's playing a hell of a lot of football. We haven't, no, and that's the problem that we've got at the minute. We haven't got that squad that we have got someone we can bring in who could do I mean, we've got the 23s, like say McCollum, you know, some of them, Jordan Stevens, Robbie Gotts. I mean, Robbie Gotts went to Arsenal, and I thought that first half at Arsenal absolutely had a fantastic game.
Or Shaq.
Against
Shaq's still out, isn't he? Shackleton.
And everyone forgets about Jamie Shackleton. Jamie Shackleton, for me, I absolutely love Jamie Shackleton. His energy is second to none. Absolutely love him to bits.
Bogus as well.
Well, bogus, I mean, I don't know.
Pre-season, right? He was on fire, weren't he? And then I think
smashing goal.
Pre-season he was brilliant, wasn't he?
You know, but he's got nowhere near, has he, recently? And I don't know if there's some obviously online. Obviously we're not seeing day in, day out what goes on the training, what Bielsa's seeing. You know, because
There's
obviously
something like last game, the bench was like the average player was
20 years old,
yeah.
wasn't it? Something
And then
ridiculous.
117 appearances between all of them. It's just, you haven't got that squad.
Would you have Ayling in there?
What, centre midfield?
It's an interesting point because
Yeah,
he did
he's
play there for
offensive
Arsenal
as
as a kid. He played there for
Well,
Arsenal.
that is his original position then?
Well, that's where it started, yeah.
Is that where it started?
Yeah.
Central
I think he's
midfield,
probably the
yeah?
best distributor of the ball and defensive player we could have in there.
If he's playing that day, do you know what I mean? Because he is one for straight passes at times. If he's on his game, I completely agree. It would be a good option, but he's hit and miss with his passing sometimes.
Say like Birmingham, for example, he grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck, didn't he?
Absolutely.
And he was so progressive with the ball. Whenever he picked it up in a defensive position, he was.
But he's a natural leader as well in that squad. You can tell. He's a natural leader. He's a character, and people seem to respond to him as well.
I think I would be up for a bit of Ayling.
I'm really struggling to think of anyone else.
But it'll be Dallas.
I think
we know Bielsa. That's the cold hard facts. I think on the flip side, you know, like Ryan Woods, for example, he's coming in. You know, Gary Rowett, bam, straight in the side. Obviously, Pervada done, dusted. Will he even make the bench? Do you think? Do you know what I mean? Tuesday night.
I don't think so personally.
No, and that's someone who could come on and look. We haven't seen him in the flesh yet, but he certainly looks from seeing what what we've heard of him, what you see of him, that he could be someone that maybe could come in for a click or something and maybe do a bit of magic, because that's where we seem to be lacking for me.
We need something fresh, don't we?
Yeah, 100%.
We need something, and this is, we're going to get onto it in another video, but depth-wise, we just need something. It's been the same for 2 years now, and it's
stagnant.
I think we're predictable.
Yes,
Leeds are so predictable to play against.
Plays the same tactics.
Same players, same tactics. I think we're so predictable at the moment in time, because we're gonna miss chances.
Of course we are.
We're going to miss key chances. So teams are always in it, even if they're 1-0 down. So I think I'd love to see something, even if it is, and it's not a different player, but even if it is Ayling in the 75th, something that the manager, Raoult's not going to expect. Do you know what I mean? Instead of sticking Dallas in there, I just don't know if is he mobile enough to get to be in that position? I don't know. Is he?
It'd be more of a man marking job, I think.
Yeah.
And I think we talk about Ryan Woods, but is he the main threat? Because Jed Wallace is on fire. Do you know what I mean?
Not only that, well, Woods don't play in that advanced position.
Exactly,
He's sort of a defensive player, is Woods. So we're talking about him being the key player. But like you said, it's going to be someone like Jed Wallace.
Jed Wallace 9 goals this season.
Yeah.
Tom Bradshaw 8. Matt Smith's in there with 7. He's going to cause us problems.
Set pieces. Set pieces as well.
Let's move on to that then, because I mean, I feel like I'm banging on a drum here, but I mean, is that where we're 3 goals in 213 corners, conceding pretty much?
That's been your big thing, hasn't it?
Yeah, I've been saying this the whole.
I mean, this music's setting the scene.
Yeah,
He's perfect, isn't he? We've got a call, that's what I want to play on, but Tanner is corner, put this music on, we'll all just sit there.
But you were saying if you were an opposition team against Leeds, you'd sort of kick it out for a corner, wouldn't you? Because you'd be like that, you'd be like, easy, come on.
Nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
Everyone else looks threatening. When they get called, you're like, oh shit, no.
Bodvarsson, Jake Cooper, the centre half.
Yeah.
Then you've got Smith. Matt Smith's got to play. I mean, he's on fire as well, isn't he? I think he's scored like 7 goals in his past 12 or something. What do you think, Ben? Is that going to be their biggest threat?
Well, yeah. Simply because it's height, innit? We lack height all over the pitch. Even in central defence, we lack height. It's a threat for most teams going to Ellen Road, though. The only benefit I can say to this is that maybe a couple games back, we could turn that into a positive, because the counter-attack were unbelievable. We're kind of missing that at the moment. But all it takes is for us to break out of defence, and that were our route. We're almost like making the benefits. All right, we're not blessed with height, but if we can get Kiko on the ball, get the ball spread out wide quickly, we were devastating. For 4, 5, 6 games in a row, we were scoring them kind of goals.
Do you think that's key with Phillips, though?
Yeah, I think so, because he's the main man. He can spread. He's the one who's got the passing ability to pick out those passes. Like the only other player I can think of is Pablo. Now,
what do you think of Pablo this season so far?
leggy, and I say that because
Similar to Click, innit?
he carried us for so long last season with
Yeah.
his goals and assists. Now, I've said, and other lads on podcasts will probably agree, that he's at his best now when he's playing like almost like a quarterback role, so he can just drop. He's got all these options in front of him, and he plays it forward. He's not going to burst out thing anymore. He can beat a man, but he hasn't got that yard of pace anymore. It's about finding the best options, and he can read a game better than anyone in that squad. Do you know what I mean? For me, he can.
Yeah.
And I think it's massive to have him in the team, but he needs to be fit in the right way. He's not explosive
But
anymore.
he's really good at long passes and that.
Exactly, yeah. And with
So it makes up for that in that way.
absolutely with players like Harrison and Costa out wide, you know, they love running on. Like
Yeah, so Harrison's first touch as well.
he's unreal, yeah, and he likes it to beat. Whereas Costa, for example, he's better with the ball in front of him, running onto the ball, and I think that fits the bill perfectly for me as well.
100%. I think so. For me, just on the game itself, it's key. For me, we've got to score in the
We have
first
to have
half.
3 points.
I think
Jack's right. I think it's a necessity.
Yeah,
3 points.
We cannot. A draw is no good. It's not
Well,
good
that's the thing. Like, I think a big factor will be the crowd and everything. If you were Millwall, you'd be like, just get in the heads. Their mentality is gone at the minute, and it's all about mentality.
I think Rowett as well is very, very similar to Monk.
Yeah.
Very similar. So
Learning the tactics and
exactly the same. And he'll probably be on the phone to Monk. He'll be able to
Yeah. How did
A
you
really
get
good
Phillips
pal.
to do that?
Monk seems to have that number on us. For whatever reason, he has that number on Bielsa.
We had scored against. Bielsa had scored against. Not physically. But he hasn't scored against Monk.
Wouldn't mind trying up top there.
Yeah, I would in a minute.
I think, like you say, for me, the key is keep Leeds quiet, make sure they don't take any of the chances. You know what I mean? And then second half, it's
Well, do you think we're predictable at the minute?
I think there's an element of that. However, for me, if you say the Sheffield Wednesday game, take the QPR game, if we score them chances, then we're ahead and we win the game. Do you see what I'm saying?
I think
it's easy to say.
Is that not the story of the season though? Chances.
But that's what I'm saying though. So yes, we are predictable. However, if someone takes them chances, then we're winning them games. Do you see what I'm saying? We're just
it don't
going.
matter if we're predictable.
Exactly, because we're still getting in. That's my opinion on it. You know.
I'd be more bothered if the performances weren't there.
Yeah,
against
and
QPR, the performance against QPR were there.
Yeah.
We were good.
We just can't score.
Yeah, I agree. That's the main issue.
And that's not just Bamford either. That's coming from midfield.
That's a very good point as well.
There's another, 9, obviously,
Yeah, it's
take
not
here
just-
out.
it's
We've
not
got
just
nine other players.
Like
They should be there.
Jack Harrison missed a sitter against
He
Sheffield.
did, yeah, he did,
It was
yeah,
criminal.
And the same thing with Klitsch. He used to be banging in goals all the time.
Yeah. And I get your point. I've said it before. When we struggle to break teams down, that left-hand side's minging.
Yeah.
Because it goes out to Alioski or Harrison, and the same ball comes in time and time, and it just gives me PTSD over Wigan. Remember Wigan? Same left side, bang, bang, balls all day, and then we get beat. But that, I get your point with predictability, but I think if we take the chances, maybe January, fingers crossed, goes how we want, and we have someone who can take them chances, then predictable, yes, but we'll be 2 or 3-0 up by that point, and that's genuinely my overriding feeling.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah,
Should you change something on that left hand side then? Take Alioski out, maybe put in Douglas back in.
See, Douglas.
Well, the thing
She's
is,
not done it.
that Douglas, that Sheffield Wednesday game, I just remember that sub when he took off Douglas for Alioski after an hour. I didn't think Jacob Murphy was doing anything at that point. He had a good 2 minutes. And he took Alioski off, and I just felt
Alioski frustrates the life out of me.
He's the most frustrating.
It's not always his defensive play. It's just he loses the ball in
Did
ridiculous
you see it
areas.
against QPR? He got caught out as well. I don't know if you specifically know where I mean, but as soon as he came on, he's caught out straight. You can see him absolutely bombing it back. He slipped, and he's not a left back. Do we have a left back? Do we have a left back?
Yeah, but you were saying about
Leaf
Barry
Davis,
Douglas
man's
at
the left
Costa.
back. He's on the treatment table, isn't he?
I just think Leaf Davis, you look at the games he's played, in the couple of cameos and that, he's looked, fearless kind of thing.
Solid, yeah.
Yeah.
I like him. He's a good boy.
I like him.
I wonder. Well, he's clearly not seen something, is he? He's clearly not. Bielsa's not giving him a run yet, has he?
No. I mean, right. Okay. So, I mean, just on the game itself, then. What's everyone's thoughts? What's predictions wise?
2-1 Leeds.
2-1 Leeds. Yeah. Tash.
3-2 Leeds.
Okay. I'm just going to sit on it for a little bit.
Are you thinking about Conor? You're thinking about
Tone it down a bit and then go to.
Just talking Shutt do this, don't they? But it's all great. They're all 3-1, 2-1, 5-1. It's great.
I'm going to have to be honest here. I'm going to have to be totally honest. I'm going to go 1-1. I think we conceded a set piece. I see Matt Smith goal coming. Kiko on corners at the minute. Kiko's general form is horrendous for me at the minute. I'm being totally honest now. I look at Meslier.
So alright, let's touch on that before obviously we do the result. So how's he not been taken out then?
I don't know. I honestly couldn't tell you how that's not.
We've only seen Meslier once. And that's my fault.
I know, but if you're talking about the form of the keeper, and we're talking about what in the past 10 games, 75% of his shots conceded, have gone in. Is that a concentration, a lack of focus, a lack of quality? I don't know what that is. But how can you get Alisson, how can you get Edison at the top level? Obviously, I know they're at the top level. I'm not comparing them in that sense, but how are they able to dominate teams in possession so much, and then they're able to still pull out very good saves when an opposition team has a shot against them or 2 shots against them? Why, when an opposition goes forward, Sheffield Wednesday being the classic example, do they have 2 shots? And I'm not. Well, you've got to blame Kiko for one of them.
The first one, yeah, absolutely.
You've
You
got
should
to.
have got that.
you shouldn't be getting beat.
Not in the near post line.
Where I am in the stand, I thought he'd gone wide because in north-east corner you couldn't properly see the goal, and I'm thinking that's not gone in from there. It must be a goal kick, and then that Murphy's going like this, and I'm like, how the fuck has that gone in from that angle? Do you know what I mean? It shouldn't be happening, but like you said, I think before QPR, the 5 first shots on target we'd conceded from. That's not good enough, you know what I mean?
But it's never good having a keeper who makes you nervous. You know, you look at Alisson, Edison, when you watch him, especially Alisson, he doesn't make that many saves, but he just has that presence.
Yeah, but it's got
I know, but he has that
You'd rather draw games like that. Like Wednesday, we weren't playing well in that second half. You've got to draw the game.
You've got
to draw.
Take a 0-0, yeah.
You've got to
we should have beat them, but if we take our opportunities.
Yeah.
You know, Bamford missed 2 gilt-edge chances. Harrison, that was the big one for me. KP brings it over. He's like 3 yards away from goal, and somehow it just.
It went on sixpence, wasn't it? It was just
perfect.
I think I feel a lot more confident on set pieces if we had someone between the sticks who fills me with confidence a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
No,
I know he's going to come. I know he's going to fly. I know Rowett will be targeting the keeper.
100%.
The balls, they're going to be in swinging, aren't they?
Yeah.
Right on Kiko.
You see it, every team that comes to Ellen Road or plays against Leeds, for example, they've always got a man on Kiko. Always got a man on Kiko. And
what Meslier's passes as well, though.
It's unreal.
His distribution was just.
Would anyone here give him a go? Or do you think this game?
I would.
Would you give him a go? So you'd stick him in for Millwall, would you?
Yeah, I would.
Or is it too much of a pressure?
I don't know if it's hard. But then again, he stuck him in against Arsenal. He looked the part, he looked the part, didn't he? So he had nothing to lose, did he, against Arsenal? Millwall was a bit more pressure.
He nearly got to their goal, didn't he? He nearly got to Arsenal's finish. He got a hand to it, didn't he?
He did fantastic that night.
I still believe in Kiko. That's just
Kiko's making a mistake every game. I just don't see how Meslier, even if he's not on it like he was against Arsenal, I don't see how it can be.
Or do you take him out then?
That's the thing.
Just take him out, give him a little bit of a confidence build and put him back in again.
Man, he's in the twilight. There's no point. He doesn't need no confidence build. You know what I mean? No. He's at the twilight of his career. I get where you're coming from. There's not taking him out. It's not going to do well for him. He'd be like, man, I played.
But like you say, it's all mentality,
you know?
And
that's just my opinion.
What's off field as well, what he's gone through. Is that a contributor?
I think the logic's definitely there because you do it with any other player on the pitch. But what you've got to look at as well is this is a goalkeeper who's played at the highest level with Real Madrid, being dropped for a 19-year-old kid who's not really had much first-team experience at a decent standard. So is that a drop in confidence once he's been dropped? If he's been dropped?
Yeah, because how loyal Bielsa is as well.
Exactly.
That is a massive statement if he drops you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Some might say too loyal. I get it.
He is. I think he's too loyal. He's too loyal.
I'm only playing devil's advocate. You've always got to look at it from both sides of things, you know.
Yeah.
And the best example is Bamford. That's the best example of looking at both sides because what he brings to the team is brilliant, and what he lacks is the worst. It's frustrating. It's on
striker. Finish it.
On Bamford,
I think,
like if we win this game, I know a few people have said draw. You said 2-1. Where do you see the goals coming from on Tuesday? Sorry.
That's it.
He said 2-1. You can't believe it. It's
You've killed us.
Matt Smith will score from the corner, I
It's the
think.
only question I've not been able to answer.
Probably own goals.
Oh, goal.
I can't see. I can't at the minute. I could not pinpoint exactly where the goal's going from. You'd hope it'd be Patrick with a brace or.
Who's that second top scorer? Is it Harrison?
Own goals. Own
Own
goals.
goals and then
Own goals.
Harrison, yeah.
Own goals.
Own goals.
Up the own goals.
We need to
Just
sign
push someone
him.
in
We need
front
to
of
sign him on goals, don't we?
Own goals.
This squad for me, I've said it, you all know I've said it millions of times, but I think it's a fundamental mentality problem. I think it's a big mentality problem. However, if they get it right, if they're up for it, 10 days rest.
Yeah.
10 days rest. Millwall
Yeah, but
have
we're
had
not
2,
good after
3.
breaks, really.
They put the full strength squad out against Sheffield United.
Got beat 2-0,
It's got
right?
beat 2-0. It was Burner. We've got no excuses.
No.
There isn't an excuse in the bag anymore. I mean, look at Bamford even coming up against likes of Jake Cooper. You've got to see yourself as a better player than this geezer. Do you know what I mean? You've got to see yourself as. I just think we get 3 very good chances per match.
Yeah.
Surely this
At
is the
least.
game where we've got
Yeah.
to take at least one of them.
2.
But he's won enough.
2-1. 2-1 Leeds United's probably my prediction. I do, yeah. Just based on what you
I need to
said.
be your hype man,
Yeah, you've done us over there with that. I think we have to take our opportunities. I see Millwall getting one. I do.
I know as well.
If they score first, it's.
I think we need to
times.
score. We have to score.
Yeah,
We have
we
to
do.
score.
We have to score early as well. There is a massive thing in that because the longer it goes 0-0, the more
Yeah.
Confidence.
Yeah.
Millwall get from it. Look at Sheff Wednesday.
Do you reckon we're usually better in first half as well?
I hate that with Leeds. It's 45 minutes good
Yeah.
or 45
Yeah.
minutes bad. It's never
We had
90
that all
minutes.
season,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
It's never 90 minutes,
Just
is
done
it?
it in like 20. We've had like 20-30 minute spells. Like second half against QPR, second half against West Brom, just 20-30 minute spells. Where you think we're like a top 6
Arsenal.
leagues in it. I
Arsenal.
just think
We were
what's going on?
unbelievable for that first 45.
First half and now against Preston, that Preston game, we can't even pass the ball 5 yards. We just go from like one end extreme to the other. It's a mentality thing though. It's a mentality thing.
There's an interesting point with the mentality thing, and I brought it up on last Talking Shutt podcast when we played Derby, the second leg at Ellen Road.
Malone.
Yeah, the Malone thing. I think you actually pointed it out, didn't you?
Yeah.
That comment, it stuck in my mind once you pointed it out. Someone obviously can see something that we couldn't at that time. That's maybe a little bit more significant now. The mentality seems to dip a little bit, but I think it's that comes with confidence. If you're blasting teams out off at park, playing beautiful football, scoring goals, that's great. When you're under cosh a little bit, and fans do get a bit agitated sometimes.
Of course.
Yeah, you can
It's
feel
a pressure
it,
cooker
yeah.
that it either makes or breaks you. And some players, I think it doesn't.
And the
Ben,
fact that
but
they've
we're
got
too-
last year on their heads as well.
But we're too nice as well. Harrison against QPR when he's on the sideline, he volleys it out and he clips.
Yeah.
It's like go down, roll around.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Roll around.
some
QPR
QPR fan actually
Really,
put a
Yeah.
post up
He
about
wrote a
that
letter,
saying
yeah.
he didn't like get up and he just got up and got up and like.
Bollocks to that.
We've
Yeah.
had
We have it against us so many times.
I mean, bollocks to that. Get him sent off. Happens every time.
Without running the risk of spilling this video over, because we are going to do a bit of a season review straight after this. Let's tie up this Millwall preview.
Yeah.
So we have to win the game.
It's gone on a bit, hasn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
It's gone on a
That's
bit.
what I'm saying. I'm like sat here thinking, will you shut up? No, but
His battery's dead. I'm talking to an empty camera.
we have to win the game though, right? Ahead of what's coming. You know, we've got
We
Millwall, we've got Wigan, and then we've got 2 tough away fixtures at Forest and Brentford. So we have to pick up maximum points. Are we going to do it, people? Yes, from me, no from these guys. By the sounds of it.
I'm like that.
Yeah.
I'm like that a minute.
I don't think maximum, but I think we can go and beat them. I think we can go and beat them. I'd take a draw at Forest and Brentford.
Oh yeah, 100%. But it's Tuesday night, under the lights, back at Ellen Road, 10 days rest. Are we going to beat Millwall? I'll ask again because she's not giving me no last time. I'm trying to. Come on, Leeds United. That's my prediction.
3-2 Leeds.
He's not gonna. I'm not gonna let him give you one.
Connor's not letting
He
it.
tried to force me to say, yeah, we're going to win.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying,
What I will
guys.
say is it depends who he puts in the Phillips position.
Cool.
If he puts Dallas in there, I'm worried. If he puts Ayling in there, good stuff.
Sounds like you'll be worried then.
Yeah. But thank you so much for tuning in, guys. That's your Millwall preview done. We'll get some more videos out. Thank you, Ben, for jumping on as well. We'll leave it there. Peace now. Leeds.